So can you please tell us a little bit about the history of your business?
Roy Robinson's been around for a little over 50 years. I joined it a few years ago. Known the owners quite well, but it's the car business that's been here, staple of Marysville for a long time.
What is your industry's market structure?
Market structure is more of a franchise dealer to where customers can't buy a vehicle straight from the manufacturer in the United States due to franchise laws. So we're basically the middleman. We buy it from the manufacturer and we retail it.
And then you make a profit on the difference of what that would be.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Who are your main competitors? How do you differentiate your products specifically between different makes of cars? So between a Toyota or a Honda or things like that.
Anymore in this day and age, it comes down to product parity. They're all similar anymore. So it really comes down to our salespeople, sales staff. They're trained in their knowledge because a lot of the cars are the same.
Yeah.
They got different nameplates, but quality's there anymore. 20, 30 years ago, quality was different.
Yeah.
You could be a lot superior, but nowadays the products are pretty well suited for everybody. So it really boils down to your reputation and the type of treatment the customer is going to get when they show up.
Yeah, and then another question I had was the difference between other Subaru dealerships. So like between, because I know we're in an area where there's not a lot of Subaru dealerships near us, so we get stuff from like Stevens, Everett. But how do you keep people from Seattle or like Linwood coming to our dealership, or people from like Burlington coming to ours?
A lot of it's pricing. The one thing that's changed in the industry over the last 10 years is the internet. People shop, and probably 90% of our business is the people have looked either online for our reviews, pricing, whatever, but mostly it jumps down to pricing.
And then from there, it's salesmen and your guys, like how you guys are outwardly to the customers.
Correct. Treatment.
Okay.
Yep. Treatment.
Okay. What is your pricing strategy?
Pricing strategy is something that I pay attention to closely, but I mystery shop my local dealers just to make sure we're staying on top of pricing to be aggressive for what the market entails, to keep our units and our objectives where Subaru sets them to where we're hitting those and exceeding them.
Yeah, okay. What are your long-term goals?
Long-term goals is growth, obviously. We like slow and steady. The last few years have been really well with Subaru now that they've increased their plant capacity in the United States for a lot of product as far as Legacy and Outback and now Impreza. So we have hope to have a continual 5 to 10% growth in unit sales every month after month and year after year. So
okay, and then short-term goals?
Short-term goals is the same thing. It's selling more cars, getting more people that come to Roy Robinson,
building
do
your
business
reputation,
here, build our reputation, and just continue from sales into service and keep in the family.
Okay, and then the question says, can you please tell us about what type of business this is? But I think that's kind of the same as your market structure.
Automotive, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then how does the economy in general affect your business in the short term and long term?
Short term, long term, we go through ebbs and flows like every business does.
Okay.
The one joke that we have is if people are buying cars and buying houses, everything's great.
Okay.
When the economy dropped like it did in 07, 08, business pretty much got cut 30, 40%. So car sales is very dependent upon a strong economy, strong employment.
Does it kind of go along the same with banks? Like I remember during the 07 and 08 financial crisis, there was a lot of stuff with banks giving credit to people who didn't really deserve that.
Correct. Yes, and that's a lot of it. It all ties into whether it be housing or autos. They have to get loans. Most people do, and if the banks are tightening up their procedures and the way they lend money, it affects our business.
Yeah. And I know I just got a car on a pretty weak credit rating, so And then my last question would be: do you have any particular advice for those who want to start a business?
Think long and hard about it, but also going well capitalized.
Okay.
The biggest thing there that I've seen with other friends or family, if you go in undercapitalized, it's going to be a struggle from day one.
Okay.
Going with the right structure, have a long-term and short-term goals, and stick to them. But biggest thing is, it's those financial things.
Yeah, I actually have one more question too. Do you know what is this type of business? Are we like a partnership? Do we have a board of directors, or is it just Gordy?
It's just Gordy is our dealer principal.
Okay.
He has a partner, which is his sister, but she runs their businesses down in Arizona.
Okay, so we don't have, there's no stocks, bonds. Okay, cool.
There would be within the family, but not anything publicly stated.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I think that's it, Rob.
Cool.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Easy enough. Yep.